Gojo, clad in his usual black attire and blindfold, stands casually on the cracked earth. A faint shimmer of the infinity barrier is barely perceptible in the air around him. Goku, in his orange gi, lands a short distance away, his power flickering around him as a calm aura. He senses something unusual about Gojo's presence. Hey, you've got some serious energy. I can tell you're not like anyone I've fought before. Oh, I can say the same about you. I don't sense cursed energy, but I feel raw power. Interesting. Goku nods, intrigued. Guess we'll find out which one of us is stronger. Gojo tilts his head. Careful what you wish for. I'm considered unbeatable in my world. Goku dashes forward, faster than most fighters can proceed. Throwing a quick jab to gauge Gojo's response. The air in front of Gojo warps slightly. Infinity slows Goku's fist, stopping it a few inches short of Gojo's face. What the? My punch just stopped? That's infinity. No matter how strong or fast you are, you'll never make contact unless I let you. Despite his arm being blocked, Goku quickly steps back, thoughtful. Huh, so there's some kind of barrier around you. This might be tricky. Gojo shrugs nonchalantly. Tricky for some, yes, but I get the feeling you might be more persistent than the average sorcerer. Goku powers up slightly, the ground packed beneath his feet. Alright, let's see how your infinity holds up against the Kamehameha. Goku cups his hands at his side, gathering ki. A bright, bluish-white light flares in his palms. A massive beam of energy hurls toward Gojo. The beam collides with the invisible barrier, the space around Gojo's body appearing to warp, fracturing the air. The swirling distortion devours the beam, gradually dispersing it without touching Gojo's body at all. Gojo doesn't flinch. Interesting. That technique seemed powerful, but Infinity takes care of that. Goku is momentarily stunned. That was a full-power Kamehameha in my base form. It's barely done anything to you. Gojo raises a hand casually, a faint swirl of cursed energy gathering. Now it's my turn. You said you could sense my power. Try this. His hand glows with a brilliant convergence of red and blue, hollow purple. A sphere of warped reality blasts forward, erasing the air itself in its path. Goku, instinctively sensing the danger, uses instant transmission to vanish at the last second, reappearing behind Gojo. The beam travels far into the horizon, leaving a churning rift in the ground that crackles ominously. Realizing that his base form might not suffice to break through Infinity, Goku powers up. Let's see how you handle this. Super Saiyan. His hair ignites golden. The energy swirling around him raises the temperature of the air. Gojo tilts his head, impressed by the sudden spike in power. You just keep leveling up, don't you? He disappears in a blur. Even with Infinity, Gojo notes that Goku is now moving fast enough that the barrier's effect is tested. Attacks still can't land directly, but Goku's speed is making it harder for Gojo to keep track. He's not just powerful, he's unbelievably fast. But can he break Infinity with mere force? Gojo decides to up the ante. Let's see how you fare in my territory.
領域展開無料空想
The environment shifts. Suddenly, Goku feels as though he's pulled into a boundless, swirling cosmos. Infinite information bombards his senses, threatening to paralyze him. In here, everything just stops for you. Goku staggers, the mental strain nearly overwhelming. However, Goku's sheer determination, battle-hardened mind, and immense ki help him resist the worst of the overload. He trembles, struggling to move as if wading through thick molasses. I won't quit. He channels more ki, pushing beyond his limits. The golden aura flashes violently, and then transitions into an even sharper flame, Super Saiyan Blue. The domain around him cracks slightly as Goku's godly ki collides with Gojo's cursed energy field. Gojo feels the structure of his domain tremble. He's actually damaging my domain from the inside? Goku musters enough control to use instant transmission once more, this time to break free of the disorienting domain. The space outside the domain fractures like glass, and Goku leaps back into the neutral battlefield, panting heavily but still ready. Gojo dissipates the domain with the blade in his hand, noticing the strain on Goku, but also the Saiyan's unyielding will. He narrows his eyes. Even if hidden by the blindfold, it's evident he's serious now. I've never seen anyone crack my domain like that. You're truly something. Goku breathes heavily, aura flickering. I didn't think I'd ever meet someone with defenses like yours, but I'm not done yet. He suddenly closes his eyes, taking in a deep breath. When they open, his eyes are calm, silver in hue, ultra instinct. His body moves with fluid grace, free from conscious thought. Gojo senses a profound shift in Goku's presence. Now that's unexpected. Goku vanishes again. This time, not only is he faster, but every motion is automatic and precise. He throws a punch that hits the edge of infinity. Once more the barrier distorts space, yet Goku's movement is so fluid and intangible that for a split second, infinity appears to flicker. Gojo notices the flicker, eyes widening beneath the blindfold. Is he slipping through? Not possible, unless... Gojo focuses, reinforcing infinity. The gap tightens, but Goku's movement and ultra instinct begins to probe the subatomic edges of infinity's intangible line. Gojo quickly creates distance, launching another hollow particle. Goku dodges instantly, each step guided by instinct rather than conscious reaction. He reappears overhead, hands cupped for one last attempt. A colossal beam of silver blue energy collides once again with infinity, but Goku is simultaneously moving, slipping around Gojo in an attempt to find an infinitesimal break in the barrier. Gojo, for the first time, seems alarmed. If he finds that sweet spot, even infinity can be circumvented. I can't let him. He attempts to keep the barrier perfect, but the synergy of Ultra Instinct's unfathomable speed and raw power, pushing their cosmic levels, places unimaginable stress on the space Gojo manipulates. Goku's beam makes the barrier ripple with near collapse, though infinity withstands the majority. Enough energy seeps through to strike Gojo's side, knocking him off balance. Gojo staggers, coughing up a bit of blood. Gojo drops to one knee, his hand clutching his side where the energy grazed him. His reverse curse technique starts numbing the damage, but the shock in his voice is clear. So you can reach infinity after all. You forced your way in with sheer skill and power. I underestimated how far you could push me. Goku drifts down to the ground, still in Ultra Instinct, but his shimmering aura is growing faint. Even so, there's an undeniable glow of exhilaration in his eyes. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I could break through that barrier at all. Gojo chuckles, wincing slightly from the pain. With a slow inhale, he stands up, posture straightening as his wound visibly closes up. I can heal this much, but one more shot like that, and I'm not sure how I'd fare. No one's ever tested me like this. You've got my respect. Goku's Ultra Instinct aura finally dissipates, returning him to his normal form. He lets out a long breath, rolling his stiff shoulders. You're not so bad yourself. I've never fought anyone who could stop me cold like that. Felt like I was punching through a black hole. Gojo tilts his head, amusement in his voice. Some might say that's exactly what it is. Goku smiles and extends a friendly hand. You know, I love a good fight, but I'm not into kicking people when they're down. I think we both learned what we needed today. Gojo regards the offered hand, then smirks and takes it. Fair enough. You've shown me power on an entirely different scale. I'm not sure I want to imagine you going all out again. They release each other's grip, both noticeably winded and scratched up from the clash. The wind settles, both fighters are exhausted. While Gojo is still alive and capable of defending himself, the decisive strike made it clear that with repeated attacks or a continued Ultra Instinct barrage, Goku would eventually bypass Infinity's barrier more cleanly. In a prolonged match, Goku's cosmic level power and transformations give him the final advantage.